Welcome back everybody to the channel. It's Mike here, the FPV Evil Monkey, and today guys I'm going to try and make this Proton Flight Club racing drone feel like this, my freestyle quad. Now somebody may be asking, why would you want to have your racer feel like a freestyle quad? A racer should be small, should be light, should be fast. And not all is true. Normally, not for me. Now I know I'm not going to be winning any multi-GP national races or anything like that. I just enjoy racing, flying, hanging out with my friends and things like that. And I realized this last weekend when I went racing, I flew actually my freestyle and I flew it better. It was more consistent and everything than this was. So I thought to myself, well, what if I had the best of both worlds? What if I could take this, modify it, and turn it into a freestyle racer quad, so where it will still have this racing frame but feel like a freestyle quad. And that's what I'm going to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking off this canopy and I'm going to be putting on the top plate for the FlightClub Protron. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of these motors. So these are the Hyperlite. These are the 2205, I think they're the 2522 motors, and I'm going to be putting on 2306 2500 kV motors. That's what I run on my freestyle. And then what I'm also going to try and do, if I can, I'm going to get rid of this micro camera and I'm going to be putting on a mini camera instead. And then also what I'm going to be doing is I'm printing up right now currently a 3D printed GoPro session mount that I'll be putting on top, and I'm also going to be 3D printing some arm guards as well, because I want to add some extra TPU to make it heavier. Now I know in the racing world that's probably, you guys are looking at me and thinking I'm absolutely crazy. And again, I know that racing quads should be normally, you want them light, you want them fast, but for me that doesn't work. It just doesn't feel right, and it's just too much speed for me, and I can't handle it. And again, for me, racing is not all about championships, racing, and things like that. I just enjoy flying with my friends and being a little bit competitive. But I also want my quad to be comfortable. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and print up a GoPro session mount. So as you can see on my 3D printer, I've got a GoPro session mount going right now. This is going to be about a few hours. So we'll check back after this is done. Alright, so step number one is complete. I removed the canopy and I put on the carbon fiber top plate. Now the canopy is obviously heavier than this top plate. So to compensate for the heaviness of this is I'm going to be adding a GoPro mount. Now this is not the one I'm going to be using. This is one from a different build that I had before, because the up tilt is way too high. But I am going to be using one basically just like this, so it'll sit right on top. And then I'll also be adding a GoPro session, so that's going to make it even heavier as well. Now it looks like in the front I should have enough room to get rid of this micro camera and put a full-size camera on here, but I don't know for sure. So I do have an extra Foxeer camera, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try that out and see if it will fit or not. I don't know if it will. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for my canopy to finish printing and my arm guards to finish printing, I'm going to go ahead and remove these motors, and in place I'll be putting in the 2306 2500 kV motors. I'll be keeping the same lollipop because I like the short one on the racer, and if I do get hit, it doesn't damage too much. And all the innards I'll be keeping, the ESCs I'll be keeping, so I'll show you the next step once I get to that. So I stole this camera from another rig that I have that's just been kind of sitting around forever and ever, and I don't ever use it. And it looks to me like I'm going to have enough room in there. I should have enough space for the camera. So what I will do next is after the GoPro mount and the arms, I'll be printing up some camera mounts, and I'm going to see if this guy can handle that big camera. Alright guys, so as you can see, I finished printing the GoPro mount, so it's going to be basically sitting right up on top there. I've also taken off those motors and putting on the 2306 2500s, So I'll be soldering those up. I'm just waiting on the arm guards. I'm printing those up currently, and then I'm printing a couple of the attachments I'll use hopefully for the bigger Foxeer camera. If not, I'll choose to stay with the smaller one. So so far it's all coming together really super nice. So we'll see what happens. Alright guys, so arm guards are completed. I'm going to solder up the new motors to the ESCs. GoPro mount is completed. Working on camera mounts. I'm printing some smaller camera mounts so that way hopefully I have enough room to run the bigger Foxeer heavier camera. And I gotta admit, this thing right now with the GoPro on it, it's pretty freaking heavy. She is like a tank. So so far so good. So the conversion is complete. I decided to stick with the micro camera just because it fit better in there. The blue one didn't give me a very good angle and it wasn't able to tilt it very good. But otherwise everything else went to plan. So feeling it, it feels pretty darn heavy. I'm going to grab my freestyle here. So here's the freestyle and this one. And they feel pretty similar. Actually, believe it or not, this one feels a little bit heavier, but it's got the GoPro on it. Doesn't have a battery on it either yet. And this one doesn't have a GoPro or a battery on it either. So I would imagine this one's still heavier, but this one is definitely probably, if not double the size or double the weight that it used to be. So the other thing that I did too was I flashed Emu Flight on here, which I have on my freestyle rig as well. So that's it for now, guys. So the next video, keep an eye out for it. It's going to be me taking this out and maidening it, and I'm going to see how well it flies, being heavier, and hopefully it feels like a freestyle quad. So thanks for watching, guys, and hope you follow up on the next video. And I hope this thing flies good. But thanks for watching, and as always, while you're waiting for the next video, make sure you keep your drones up in the air, flying high. I'll talk to you later.